What's up guys, Mickle here, and I've been saying for a while now that when this Ripple SEC case ends, we are going to see partnerships from Ripple that will absolutely blow our minds. Well, in this video, I want to show you a potential partnership that might have just got leaked between Ripple and Microsoft. I want to show you the document that makes me know that Microsoft will be using XRP in the future. This is something you need to see. I also want to break down why Swift will ultimately use XRP. They're already in the process of incorporating Ripple into their payment solution. This is something people said was never going to happen, but I want to show you that they are directly telling us this is taking place. Last of all, at the end of the video, I want to show you some brand new market data that is making me extremely bullish on this market. We have been in a bad place now for a while, but it looks like things are turning around fast. I want to show you something absolutely shocking at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange up pulled down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start this video out and share with you a tweet Brad Garlinghouse just retweeted, because as of recent, Ripple has been banging on all cylinders, and I have a feeling they are about to really gear up their business. So Brad Garlinghouse actually retweeted a tweet from Stephen Hubert. I'm sure he was super excited to see this. It said, "LOL, do you realize what Ripple did just within the past 72 hours since Torres issued her ruling for the Bill Hinman emails to be made public? They acquired Medico, launched a CBDC platform, and hired an ex-Amazon CFO. Looking forward to next week." So Stephen Hubert nails it here. Ripple is banging on all cylinders, and I have a feeling we're about to see Ripple make a massive push to expand their business. What we know is one of the SEC's main arguments in the Ripple SEC case is that Ripple's announcements should not lead to an increase in the price of XRP. Because of this, Ripple has been forced to be very conservative with what they announce. If they announce something like, "Oh, we're working with the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve is going to be using XRP," this would have been gold for the SEC's case, so they had to be super careful not to announce anything too big. I have a feeling Ripple has some massive partnerships queued up in the background that they have just been waiting to release. It's important to understand it actually goes both ways, because there's also companies in the United States who probably want to work with Ripple and XRP, but simply can't because they don't want to make it look like they're just giving the finger to the SEC. The SEC has been acting like a bully in the market, and most companies are probably just trying to stay on their good side. Now, I think because of this, when this case ends, we are going to see 2 to 3 years worth of massive partnerships come out as soon as this case ends. All of this information has been suppressed, and that's also been suppressing the price of XRP. But I think when this case ends, we are going to see a complete transformation in Ripple, the company, and start doing things that they have wanted to do for a while, but simply have been held back. And it's not just me saying, oh, there's going to be massive partnerships. You can see signs of these partnerships all over the place. This was just found by ISO, and what it is Microsoft directly saying that they have an interest in using Ripple's blockchain solutions. This is Microsoft saying, hey, we're interested in using XRP. Guys, this is potentially huge. This is part of the entire bullish thesis. Companies like Microsoft, companies like Amazon, companies like Uber, they don't want to deal with Swift payments. They have global businesses, and they just want their businesses to run like they should. They don't want to be worrying about 5 days to transfer money. They want instant payments, but they can't solve that issue because they have so many other priorities within their own business. So what we see is a massive need for these international tech companies to start leveraging an asset like XRP. Let me tell you, these companies know all about XRP and its use cases, but they need to be ultra conservative. I think what this is telling us is as soon as this case is over, Microsoft is going to come out and say, okay, well, now that this risk is gone, we're ready to step into the ring and start using XRP. This is super exciting, and I have a feeling you are going to see the same thing from Amazon, the same thing from Google, the same thing from Apple. They're sitting on the sidelines watching this case play out, but as soon as the SEC is out of the way, you are going to see an explosion of massive customers like this. So now I want to pivot and actually talk about something that the XRP community has had right since the beginning, and we have gotten a ton of pushback on this, and that is Swift ultimately integrating Ripple and XRP. Now, a lot of people said this was never going to happen because Swift has Swift GPI, their own internal settlement platform. But what we're seeing is corporations are actually wanting to use Ripple instead of Swift GPI. The reason this is happening is because Swift is simply an outdated company. They have bad engineers, no one wants to go work for Swift, people want to work for cryptocurrency companies like Ripple. Because of that, Ripple just has better products. This is why we see Tesla as one of the best companies in the world. All the smartest people in the world want to work for Tesla, and all the people who want to work in crypto, all the smartest people who want to get involved in payments, don't want to work with Swift, they want to work with Ripple. So what we're seeing is Ripple's solutions are simply better than that of Swift. And we know Swift is capitulating. Take a look at this. Swift is now integrating Ripple into their own payment solution. And this is not just me speculating on that. This is a Swift document. They are directly showing Ripple as an infrastructure layer for their payments. And the reason they're doing this is because they simply cannot compete with the tech of XRP. So what they're saying is, oh, well, we already have all these customers. We already have all your data onboarded. We already know your business really well. I know you want to use Ripple and XRP, but how about you just stick with us and then we'll use Ripple and XRP for you. This is ultimate capitulation by Swift. This is massively bullish for Ripple and XRP because it all leads to Ripple actually being the critical infrastructure. Ripple is actually building a layer under Swift now, and Swift is just going to end up being an application portal to ultimately leverage Ripple. This is absolutely massively bullish. This is something the XRP community has been saying forever now. Everyone said Swift is never going to use XRP. They're never going to use Ripple. They're just going to create a better product. Once again, those people were completely wrong. Swift is being forced to capitulate. They're being forced to leverage Ripple and XRP because at the end of the day, Ripple and XRP are the best solution out there, and Swift can simply not compete. Now, I want to finish this video off and talk about something massively bullish happening in the market right now, and that is inflation is virtually disappearing. The whole reason we had the whole market crash, the whole reason the crypto bull market stopped and tech stocks dropped off a cliff was because inflation was ripping and the Federal Reserve was forced to jack up rates. Now, the only reason we are seeing these technologies, these risk-on assets getting hit so hard is because rates are so high. Now, what is so interesting is people were saying inflation is going to be super sticky, it's going to be really hard for it to go away, but inflation is dropping off a cliff. And just so you guys know, because I see this all the time in the comments, just because inflation is dropping doesn't mean things are getting cheaper. It just means the price at which things are increasing is slowing down. So things are obviously still expensive. They are just getting expensive less fast now. So take a look at this chart. This is a chart of inflation over the past couple months, and of course I can't really zoom into it, but you can see it pretty well here. Inflation just a couple months ago was at 12%. Now it's at 3%. And what I'm showing you, this chart right here, is over the course of 1 year, and the data is not manipulated. This is not the US government data. This is actually an independent company, Truflation, who tracks inflation. What we are seeing is inflation is tanking. This is absolutely massively bullish. The Federal Reserve jacked up rates to get rid of inflation, and everyone said, oh, that is not going to work. Inflation is going to stick around, but the Federal Reserve is going to force us into a recession. What we're seeing is inflation is going away. It is almost completely gone, and there hasn't even been a recession yet. This is so massively bullish, you do not understand. If inflation goes away, and even if we just have a small recession, we are going to see a massive boom in the markets. everyone was overly bearish judging by this chart. Everyone thought inflation wasn't going to go away, we were going to have a recession, and we were going to be in a horrible economic period. Yet what we are seeing is the opposite. Inflation is tanking and companies are still doing well. And if you can see right here, it actually says that the US government is still reporting that inflation is 4.9%. Guys, that number is going to catch up. It has been tracking trueflation, it just lags. The same thing happened when inflation ran up, and funny enough, trueflation actually had inflation higher during the peak than the US government data. So the US government data is slow, it lags, but ultimately it models trueflation, and when the government data starts coming down, things are going to completely flip. And I just want to show you what else is super bullish about this, because the market is starting to figure it out. We are seeing money flowing back into technology stocks. The market is understanding that we might have just dodged the severe recession that everyone was so certain was going to happen, but we're also seeing the Federal Reserve's whole reason for hiking rates as high as they have been completely disappearing. The big money is realizing that this whole economic hurricane that we were forecasted to go into might not actually happen, and if it does happen, it is a lot more mild than everyone thought. We are seeing money flowing back into the tech sector, and eventually this money is going to come back into the cryptocurrency sector. And I just want to show you one chart that really just makes me more bullish than anything. This is Nvidia. Guys, people are calling for new lows in the market still. Does it look like Nvidia is ready to make a new low? Nvidia is up 178% off its bottom. This is how V bottoms work. Everyone was saying, oh, it's not going to be a V bottom. It's not going to be like COVID. We V bottomed out of there. And guys, the rest of the market is eventually going to catch back up. It's a matter of time. A lot of your favorite influencers are still going to be bearish for a while, but ultimately, guys, I think the bottom has already been in, and it looks like all the data is telling us that's true. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.